In the next 12 to 18 months, AI-generated content is going to be indistinguishable from real content for most viewers. Not all of them, but enough that it will destroy the income of every creator who has nothing to offer beyond their appearance. And here's the uncomfortable part. Most creators were already in trouble before AI showed up. They just didn't know it yet. I've managed over 100 creators with a team of 60 plus people. I've taken creators from 10K a month to 50K a month in under 60 days. I've managed accounts doing $250,000 a month, and I can tell you with absolute certainty that the creators who are going to thrive through this shift and the creators who are actually going to get wiped out have almost nothing in common except that they both post content. The difference is what sits underneath this. I'm Dylan, I co-founded Prestige Partners, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly why AI isn't the real threat to your income, what is, and the specific framework we use with our creators to build the kind of brand that no algorithm and no machine can replicate. Let's get into it. Here's what nobody in this industry wants to admit. The threat to your income isn't AI. It's not some robot girlfriend stealing your subscribers. The threat to your income is that you are forgettable. And you were forgettable long before AI ever showed up. Go on Instagram right now, okay? Scroll through any explore page. You'll see creator after creator doing the exact same thing. The same dances, the same transitions, the same outfit reveals, same trending audio, same caption format, the same everything, right? If you covered the usernames, you genuinely could not tell them apart. That's not an exaggeration, that's the reality of this industry right now. The vast majority of creators are producing content that is functionally identical to everyone else's. And here's the thing, that was already a problem before AI entered the picture. Like, creators were already replaceable, not by technology, but by each other. Now, if your content looks the same as the next person's, why would anyone stay subscribed to you specifically? They wouldn't. They just move on to whoever showed up in their feed next. That's exactly what's been happening for the past 2 years. Churn rates climbing, subscriber loyalty dropping, creators working harder and harder for the same income or even less. And most of them blame the algorithm, or the platform, or the economy, when the real answer is much simpler. Nobody remembers you. Now throw AI into that mix. AI can already generate photos, it can generate short videos, and it can mimic outfits, settings, poses, lighting, body types. It's not perfect yet, but it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be good enough. And good enough gets better every single month. So if the only thing you're offering is a pretty photo and a trending dance, you're now competing with software that can do the same thing at unlimited volume, 24 hours a day, for essentially nothing. But here's what nobody seems to understand. AI didn't create this problem. AI just sped it up. The creators who were already forgettable are just going to become forgettable a lot faster. And the creators who were already building something real, something, people actually connect to, are going to get pushed higher because their competition is thinning out. Now, that's how this works. The middle gets crushed and the bottom falls out and the top grows. So the question isn't, how do I compete with AI? The question is, would anyone notice if my page disappeared tomorrow? And for most creators, honestly, the answer is no. That's not meant to be harsh, it's meant to be honest, because if you can accept that, you can fix it. Let me talk about why this is actually happening, because it goes deeper than just content looking the same. The real issue is that the entire industry has trained creators to think about content in the completely wrong way. Every course, every YouTube video, every agency pitch tells creators the same thing, okay? Post more, post consistently, follow trends, use this audio, do this transition, copy what's working. And none of that advice is wrong exactly. It's just incomplete, dangerously incomplete. Because all that advice is about what to post, and not a single bit of it addresses why anyone should care. Think about the creators who actually make serious money on this platform. Not the ones who had a viral moment and then faded away. The ones who consistently earn 100K plus a month. They're not doing anything wildly complicated, but the thing they all have in common is that their audience feels like they know them. Not of them, know them. There's a massive difference between the two. Now, when a subscriber feels like they know you, they don't cancel when money gets tight. They don't churn after a month, and they don't treat your page like a free trial they're burning through before moving to the next one. They stay, they spend, they come back, they message, they buy every PPV you send. Because to them, you're not a page. You're a person that they have a relationship with. That relationship is the product, not the content. And that is something AI cannot replicate. Not now, probably not ever. Because it requires you to actually be a real person with real quirks and real opinions and real reactions that make you different from every other person on the planet. That's your moat, not your body, not your lighting, not your posting schedule, you. But here's where most creators get stuck. They hear be yourself and they think that means post unfiltered photos and talk about your day. That's not exactly what I'm saying. Being yourself is not a content strategy. Building a brand around what makes you different is. Let me break this down practically because this is where it actually gets useful. So there's a difference between your niche and your brand. Most creators confuse the two. Your niche is the category you sit in. It's the subsection of the market you belong to. So fitness, gamer, mum, goth, whatever. Your niche gives you access to an audience. It tells the algorithm roughly who to show your content to, and it helps the right people find you initially. But your niche does not make you stand out. Being a fitness creator doesn't make you special. There are tens of thousands of fitness creators. Now, being a gamer doesn't make you special. Being a mum doesn't make you special. The niche is the room you walk into. Your brand is the reason anyone remembers you were there in the first place. And your brand is the collection of things that make you specifically recognizable. It's your voice, your humor, your reactions, your style, your quirks, the stuff you say, the way you say it, the things you care about. The personality that comes through when someone watches 3 of your videos back to back. It's the reason someone could scroll past one of your clips with the sound off and still know it's you. And this is where most creators completely fall apart, because building a brand actually requires you to actually know what makes you different. Now, most people have never thought about that. They've thought about what they look like. They've thought about what niche they fit in, but they've never sat down and seriously asked, if I remove my face from my content, would anyone be able to tell it was me? That's the test. If the answer is no, you don't have a brand yet. You just have a page. Now, let me give you a real framework for figuring this out, because I know right now some of you are thinking, well, Dylan, that sounds great, but I have no idea what makes me different. And that's normal, you see. Most people don't. Now, here's how we work through it with creators that team up with us. Step 1, ask the people around you. Not what you're good at, not what you look like. Ask them what they'd remember about you if they hadn't seen you in a year. What's the first thing that comes to mind? What's the thing they describe you as to someone who never met you? You'll be surprised, how different their answers are from what you'd say about yourself initially. The thing is, we're blind to our own quirks. They're so natural to us that we don't even notice them, but other people do. And those are usually your strongest brand cues. Step 2, go through your existing content and find the outliers. Not the videos that get the most views, the videos that got the most saves, the most shares, and the most profile visits, the most DMs as well. Those are different metrics, and they'll tell you a few different things. A view means someone watched. A share means someone felt something strongly enough to send it to someone else. That's the content where your brand leaked through, where something about you, not just your body, actually connected with the audience. So find those videos, study them, and figure out what specifically was different about them. That's your signal. And step 3 is write down every quirk, habit, phrase, visual element, and personality trait that could become a recognizability cue. Don't filter yourself, just list everything. The way you laugh, the drink you always have, the colour you always wear, a phrase you use constantly, and the way you react to certain things. An accent, an attitude, a hobby, that's unusual. Literally anything. Then pick 2 or 3 of those and commit to putting them into every single piece of content for the next 30 days. Not some of your content, all of it. Consistency is what turns a quirk into a brand. Now, step 4, test the recognition. After 30 days, look at your analytics. Are shares up? Are saves up? Are profile visits up? Are people commenting things that reference your cues? Are people using your phrases back to you? If yes, you found your brand DNA. Double down on it. If no, try different cues. It's not a failure, it's just data. Treat it like an experiment, not a life sentence. Now, that's the process. It's not complicated, but it requires you to actually think about who you are beyond what you look like. And that's a step most creators skip because it's harder than just copying a trend. Now, let me get into the content engine that sits behind all of this, because identifying your brand is step 1. Executing on it at scale is step 2. And this is where most creators either burn out or give up. The biggest mistake I see is creators who figure out what makes them different. Make 2 or 3 pieces of content around it, see that it works, and then immediately go back to chasing trends because the trend looks easier or seems like it'll get more views. And they're back to square one, invisible again. Here's how we prevent that. We use 70-20-10 framework for every creator that we work with. 70% of what we post is reskins of content that's already proven to work for that specific creator. Not what's trending generally, what's working for you. The videos that got the shares, the saves, the profile visits, we take those and we make them again. Same core DNA, same brand cues, same hook structure, slightly different execution. New outfit, new setting, new angle on the same concept. This isn't being lazy, this is just strategic. You're feeding the algorithm exactly what it's already told you it wants to distribute. Now 20% is iterations, so same general format but with new hooks, new openings and new angles. This is where you test whether your brand can stretch into adjacent ideas. Maybe the cue that worked in a get ready with me also works in a cooking video. Maybe the phrase that got shared in a talking head clip also works as text on screen over a different visual. So you're expanding the surface area of your brand without actually abandoning what's already working. And then 10% is just pure experiments. This is where you look at what's going viral for other creators in similar niches and you pull inspiration But the key word is inspiration, not imitation. You take the format, the hook, the structure, and you filter it through your brand. Your cues, your personality, your voice. So even though the format is familiar, the execution is unmistakably you. Now, when you run this framework, you never start a week not knowing what to post. You never sit there staring at your phone, trying to come up with ideas from scratch. And you never accidentally drift back into generic content because the framework forces you to anchor everything to what's already working. Now, here's the amplifier that most creators either don't know about or don't use properly, and that is trial reels. Trial reels let you post 10 to 20 pieces of content per day as test runs. They only go out to non-followers. If the content performs, Instagram pushes it wider. If it doesn't, nobody sees it and your profile stays clean. This is free A/B testing at massive scale. You can post them back to back, different videos, same day, with no penalty and no clutter in your grid, so it's no risk essentially. Think about what this means for brand building specifically. Instead of posting one reel a day and hoping it hits, you can test 15 different versions of your brand cues against non-follower audiences every single day. You get data back within hours on which versions of your brand are connecting with new viewers. You can iterate in real time. This is how you compress months of brand building into weeks, and almost nobody is doing it. Here's the part that most creators resist, and I need you to really hear this. The content that builds your brand is often content you've made before. There's this myth that you need to constantly produce new and different content or your audience gets bored. That is completely false, and I can prove it with data. Only you watch every single one of your videos and remember them all. Only you. Your audience doesn't. The vast majority of people seeing your content on any given day are non-followers, new viewers, people who have never seen any of your content before. They don't know you've made this type of video before. It's brand new to them. And even your existing followers, the ones who do follow you, they're watching hundreds of other creators. They're scrolling through thousands of pieces of content every week. They do not remember what you posted 8 days ago. They might not even remember what you posted 2 days ago. So when you make a new version of a video that already worked, you're not boring people, you're building recognition, you're reinforcing your brand. You're making it so that the more content someone sees from you, the more they feel like they know you. That's the compounding effect. Every piece of content that carries your brand cues is another brick in the wall, and the wall gets stronger with every brick. The creators who understand this post the same types of content over and over and over again, and their income will go up. The creators who think they need to reinvent themselves every week post wildly different content, confuse the algorithm and confuse their audience, and their income just stays flat. Now, repetition is not the enemy. Repetition is the strategy. Let me talk about the parasocial relationship in more depth because I touched on it earlier, but I don't think most creators understand how central this is to the entire business model. Your subscribers do not pay for content. I know I said that already, but I'm going to keep saying it because it's the single most important thing in this entire video. They don't pay for photos. They don't pay for videos, they don't pay for content. They pay because they feel like they know you. The content is just a vehicle for that feeling. I can prove this to you with our own data. Across our paid page creators, 92% of total revenue comes from messages and PPV, not from sub fees. The subscription is the door, it gets someone in, but 92% of the actual money they spend happens after they subscribe, through messages and PPV. And the amount they spend in those messages is directly correlated to how connected they feel to the creator, not how good the photos are. Not how explicit the content is, how connected they actually feel. Now, we have creators where 38 fans out of multiple thousands, less than 1% of their total subscriber base, generate 37% of total revenue. The top 100 fans generate over 50%. These aren't random people. These are subscribers who feel a deep parasocial connection to that creator. They feel like they know her, they feel like there's a relationship. And because of that feeling, they then spend hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars over their lifetime as a subscriber. Now think about that. What that means in the context of AI. AI can generate a pretty picture, it can generate a convincing video, but it cannot build the kind of connection that turns a $3 subscriber into a $50,000 whale. So, the creators who lean into this aren't just AI proof. They're building the most profitable version of this business that's possible because the parasocial relationship drives retention, it drives spending, it drives shares, it drives everything. And it's the one thing that gets stronger over time instead of weaker. Now, if you want the full breakdown of how we build this for our creators, the brand framework, the 70-20-10 content engine, how we read the data and let it drive every decision, DM me the word PDF on Instagram @DylanFrano and I'll send it over. not going to pitch you, just send you the framework. The industry is compressing and the middle is getting squeezed out. The creators who are generic, who have no brand, who produce interchangeable content, are losing subscribers to each other and increasingly to AI generated pages that offer the same thing for free or for less. That compression is only going to accelerate. Within 12 to 18 months, AI generated short form content is going to be indistinguishable from real content for the average viewer. Not for everyone, but for enough of the market that it will cause real damage to creators who have nothing to offer beyond their appearance. But the creators at the top, they're growing. Because as the generic middle gets wiped out, the audience doesn't disappear, it consolidates upward. The subscribers who leave generic pages are looking for something better, something real, and someone they actually connect with. And when they find that, they spend more, they stay longer, and they tell their friends. So if you're watching this and wondering where you stand, let me make it simple. The creators who survive AI are not the ones who panic and try to outproduce a machine. You will never win a volume war against software that doesn't sleep. The creators who survive are the ones who give people a reason to care that a machine never could. That means you need to get serious about your brand right now. Not next month, not when AI gets better, now. Because every day you spend posting generic content is just another day you're training your audience to forget you. And every day you spend building something recognizable is a day you're making yourself harder to replace. Go through the steps I laid out, ask the people around you what they actually remember about you, and find the content where your personality leaked through and people actually responded to it. Pick 2 or 3 cues that are unmistakably you and put them in everything you post for the next 30 days. Run the 70-20-10 framework so you're not guessing what to post every morning. Use trial reels to test at scale and get real data back fast. And stop chasing trends that make you look like everyone else. The creators who do this will look back in a year and realize this was the moment the game changed in their favor. Not because AI went away, but because AI cleared out everyone who was never building anything real in the first place. And the ones who were, they get pushed to the top. If you got something from this video and you want to have a real conversation about your specific page, where your brand is, where your content is falling flat, what's actually holding your income back, the link's in the description. Book a call if it makes sense, and we'll look at your numbers together and tell you honestly what we think is possible. No theatrics, just a straight conversation with a team that's done this over 100 times. And if this helped you see something you hadn't thought about before, send it to a creator who needs to hear it. There are a lot of talented people in this space posting content that nobody remembers, and sometimes all it takes is someone laying out clearly. I'll see you in the next one.